I think the difference maker is going to be that defense from Space Station Gaming. G2 has a lot of shots on net, especially when you look at differentials between teams, but that puts them out of game-saving potentials where they push themselves up past midfield and they leave their net wide open.
Wide of the net, the play had been completely set up, just needed to take the shot. And now here on the other end, here's Rizzo looking for a counterattack, goes for the fake play underneath one. Typical couldn't reach it. Oh, but Arsenal comes out of the back of the net and makes the save. Pressure still on from G2. Both follow-up touches too high. Open, the respawns are going to have to catch it, and they do. JNAP's now onto the wall, back into the mid. Reynolds will just crank one from the midfield, and a redirect from Typical scores the first goal of the series.
And just pure aggression from SSG. Demos popping off all over the field. And good push forward from Reynolds. He was the last man back. And he just needed a little touch from Stipical to help that ball go into the back of the net.
Really have G2 up against the ropes already. And we're not even halfway through game number 1. G2 going to need to get that high-powered offense cranking. Oh my goodness, Reynolds denies it. The SSG defense standing up strong. And now it's Reynolds versus Chicago. Other side of the field. Takes to the sky. Gets the demo on him. Reynolds did it to him. 2-0 Space Station.
Oh, the 1v1 skills coming out and being put fully on display. Here he goes up and sets his sights on Chicago. And Chicago disappears as that ball flutters into the net. And just like that, a 2-0 lead in favor of SSG.
Before Reynolds makes that magic happen, an excellent double tap setup, defended perfectly, and now off the kickoff, Arsenal gets it. The SSG defense is what we were talking about before the game. It's the offense that is just absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, Arsenal was feeling a little sad there, wanted to get involved himself, as with that one, all 3 members of Space Station Gaming getting a goal, and all 3 members making sure this team is firing on all cylinders. And right now, if you're a G2 Esports fan, you got to start sounding some alarm bells, because right now they have had no answer for the offense. Jeez. And another one put on by Reynolds. 2 goals, 2 assists here in game number 1.
I mean, there's still half the game to go, and it's basically already over. Reynolds, in particular, having a highlight day as he puts another one over the aggressively positioned third man. G2 going to start to become more and more aggressive. You're going to see that here as the game progresses on, because they really have to. There's no other way around this. They barely get back in time to block a 5th goal. And now Chicago looking for a counterattack down the field. If they want to start the game, they've got to do it right now. There's half the game left to play with, but still a 4-goal comeback is difficult. Chicago's touch is wide. Didn't even force the goalie to make the save. They get it off the rebound. Now on the other side, infield pass. Rizzo's got a save. He'll get himself a savior medal here for game number 1. Crazy that G2 has put up 4 saves and still allowed 4 goals.
Oh, and Rizzo got the bump on Reynolds there. Incredible. And this could be the start that G2 Esports needed here in game 1.
They definitely need this, as Rizzo, returns the favor to Reynolds, sets up the ball, goes, yep, that'll drop in, and then goes and hunts down the backboard defense. First off, particularly, Reynolds having a great game, but there were some amazing moments, particularly, I believe it was a JNAP's double tap, getting defended in net, as JNAP's will put in one here in the waning moments. 2 goals, 7 seconds. If they get a kickoff goal, technically possible, but I'm feeling like this one's over.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said, could be the greatest comeback of all time if it does happen, but that's a big if, and I don't think it is going to happen. So SSG going to close this one out, and yes, you called it. This kickoff so crucial. Goes the right way, but Typical smartly just pokes it up, forces the defense up in the air, and game 1, SSG.
SSG take that one down, and yeah, I want to go back to that. The JNAP's double tap gets fully defended by 1 defender. Arsenal puts on another great display. JNAP's is there to clean it up on the other side. Still, the scoreline here in game number 1, not going to tell you the picture if you're looking it up in the history books later on. 3-4, but it was 4 for the majority of the game.
Yeah, it was all SSG, and G2 didn't have the answer to slow down SSG at all, and I think it begins at midfield. You've got to take some of those boost pads away to slow SSG up, and doing so will give you some more space. So let's see how G2 come out in game number 2, because I'm really going to be looking at the first 30 seconds. I think it's really going to implicate how not only game 2 is going to go, but how the whole series is going to go.
Back up, sends it to the corner, and then neutral challenges back towards the box again. Chicago lurking in front. Typical got a little bit loose there, didn't control his car on that backboard. JNAP's up for him against Arsenal. Nice block, and Typical in it, covered up. No! Rizzo too fast. G2 takes the lead.
And you got to rewind. Typical went up to get that ball, hit his head on the bottom of the crossbar, and that would allow G2 to keep this pressure. And just like that, Rizzo just fires a hard shot straight down the gut of the net, and G2 open up game number 2. What a response from them from game 1.
The backboard.
G2's doing a much better job of boost control here. Multiple times now I've seen, oh, no way. JNaps gets turned away by Typical. Great opportunity, but SSG hold on, bomb the ball downfield. And just like that, G2 Esports got caught a little too far forward.
They committed to that play. Third man again in no man's land in the midfield. A boom over the top of them. Puts it into the goal. Arsenal will just guide it away and steal the goal.
In their defensive half, but all it takes is a snap of the finger and SSG can break out on offense. But JNaps snaps the shot on target, and this game's going back and forth.
The neutral vertical play, and then the dunk from Chicago on Typical to set it up off the corner. JNaps has the read. These guys are so fast on the reads of the ball. They know where it's going to be a few seconds out from whatever trajectory it's currently on. Holds it onto it on his hood, wins another challenge. Reynolds thinks for it. He's in the air up against JNaps. Back across the box. Here's Arsenal. Typical to put it in front, and it bounces off the goal line and out. The clears come through. 3 seconds left. Ball still airborne, but boost is going to be a hard commodity, and the time will expire. G2 take game 2 and bounce back. I think it was under the crossbar from Reynolds, but now Arsenal up against Rizzo in the midfield. JNaps quick reads, keeps this one high and in neutral territory, but Reynolds over the top. You saw the defender out for boost, left it wide open.
Where is the defense? This ball should never come this close to the net, and just a simple breakdown on the rotation from G2 Esports puts the first goal in for Space Station Gaming.
Equalize. Far wall, Rizzo will put it to the corner. Arsenal. One touch, no, and an infield pass to JNaps. The accuracy on the far side, shot placement will tie the game.
Just a disgusting play from G2 Esports. An indefensible midfield pass, and JNaps goes far post. Good IQ there to put that all the way away from the defense. And just like that, the turnaround, G2 puts themselves right back in game number 3.
Shot, get it away from his box. Reynolds turns it back in. Space Station pressure starting to build once more.
Oh, and there
Typical in. Oh, off the goal, off the ceiling there. That's the lead back for Space Station.
And that was just too much pressure from Space Station. They had a 3v1 situation, and they kept the ball in the blue half, and it opened up a perfect shot for Typical. And Space Station Gaming feeling comfortable going into this last minute of gameplay.
Just looks for the goalie. Chicago was in no position to take that shot at the end of that run. And now JNaps turning this one back in. On the backboard, Chicago up for it. The defense missed. Tie game.
Oh my goodness, you can't have this mistake. This is a ball you have to clear, and look at the turn on that ball by JNaps. Gets the picture perfect glass pass off of the glass, and Chicago ties it up. As soon as Space Station scores, G2's right on their heels to follow suit.
The midfield, a win from Reynolds. Final 8 seconds. Chicago in this guy, lots of boost. Follows this one over the top of one. He's going to need some help. Out to the corner. JNaps was following too closely with the ball and won't be there to get the read on it. We'll just go to overtime in game 3.
Oh, and JNaps needed to get that touch. He was the last man back and elected to push forward on it as Arsenal gets the pinch, gets the goal, and just like that, game is in favor of SSG.
You know, I mean, Rizzo here going up against Arsenal. He's just going for the challenge just to stop him. I feel like the pinch is a bit fortunate for him. Space Station will take it though. Happy to have the win in game 3 and now up 1 in the series.
Games for so long and continue to just stay at the top. Rizzo's on that list, and he's always been on that list. Just a consistently good player, putting consistent shots on net, but in the defense, able to get the save, in Chicago there for the cleanup.
Chicago cleans it up, puts it off of a defender too. Arsenal coming out of net, just trying to get a save. He actually flips off that wall, and then his positioning is what allows it to go in. Ball was probably going to go in anyways, but still a stylish way for G2 to get on the board here in game number 4. Quite at the positioning to use it if he did. Now Rizzo to stop. That one beats one player, but Arsenal can get underneath this one. Reynolds if he just hit his break at the corner, it would have bounced off him and in, but maybe just a little bit too coordinated. He's going to try and do it now by himself. The defense gets in the way once more. Arsenal up for it. Rizzo stops it at the goal line. Typical out of the corner is going to try and push it back in front of the box, but Chicago's there. And now defenders holding them down.
And can't quite hit the target as G2 looking very strong here at midfield.
Typical slows this one down and absolutely flicks his mind into the gutter there. Tie game from Space Station.
Nasty 1v1 skills. He slows it up, makes JNAP stop on that wall, and all momentum is lost, and he knows it. Puts the ball right center mass. And just like that, SSG tie game 4 up.
We'll take to the sky, look for Chicago. Interception from Typical, out to Reynolds. Turns this around, 1 touch, 2 onto the backboard. Shot from Typical, up and down. In it goes. 1:01 left on the clock, and Space Station's back on top.
Great cut there from Reynolds, and an even better challenge, and all Typical has to do is tuck it nicely underneath the crossbar. He does so. That ball's going to sleep sweetly tonight as SSG turn game 4 around and put themselves in the lead.
Typical. As JNAPS will try to set this one up, Typical will reach out of goal. Cleared away.
Wow.
Rizzo back to Chicago again, and Arsenal already has it. Red blocks at the point of contact.
Oh.
Typical bumped off the goal line, though. JNAPS' shot is good. 12 seconds left, and we're tied up.
Chicago gets the much-needed touch there and sets his sights on the goal line and punches Typical out of the picture. JNAPS with the picture-perfect shot. Just like that, Wave, we're all tied up.
Bumping the goalies out of the way. Remove these quality defenders. And G2's got a chance. 8 seconds left. The back pass dangerous, but Reynolds will clear to the corner. 5 left on the clock. If either team can keep this one in the air, so Chicago will probably kill this right here. He sure will. 4 games in. We've had 2 overtimes. Space Station score here. They're on match point. Get out of this guy. There's the last man back. Gets the clears he needs, but here's JNAPS now trying to pass to Rizzo. The 2 defenders committing, both of them missing. Arsenal, the backbone right now. The defense, but finally they're all in position. Chicago shot is good. G2 takes the win.
This placement is absolutely beautiful here from Chicago. Sees all 3 defenders bunched up on the close post, and he just launches it far and wide. And G2 tie this series up.
5, neither team found the back of the net just yet. Both teams with solid opportunities, though, and here comes another one. Arsenal, Typical, and in. The defense just a little bit too far out and not able to get high in the net. That's Space Station on top first.
Oh, and just like that, once again, SSG shots coming out of nowhere, and it's all because of that scoop pass from Arsenal, just going right into the box, the most dangerous spot for a pass to be going, and Typical nails it home.
Howard JNAPS was expecting he'll dive back to get the stop. Typical keeps it in the box. Arsenal's up for it. Also is Reynolds. There goes their follow-up shot. Now counterattack from Chicago. Is it in? No, it's just wide. No, it is in. Okay, camera angle was deceiving me there. Tie game from G2.
Yeah, and JNAPS held onto his flip till the last second, and SSG didn't think he still had it. Thought they could push forward, get the touch on the ball, but he sneaks that ball out, and Chicago knew he just had to put it between the dotted lines.
Down 2 touches. Rizzo's got to make the save. I can't believe that touch into the midfield actually turned into a shot. Here's Reynolds up against Chicago. Clears it over the top. Rizzo far in the back. Will move in. Back to Chicago. 2 wide. JNAPS inbound. Shot is good and in. G2 takes the lead in the waning moments.
Oh, and all of SSG started to push forward here. No one had the backside covered. JNAPS saw it. Best eyes in the business and able to squeeze it inside post.
To try and follow behind Chicago. Gets it towards the goal. And Chicago gets this one away. Arsenal back to Reynolds Hood. He's out of boost, but can he dribble it all the way?
No way, it's there.
So dangerous. The 3rd man was demoed, though. There's no one there to take the shot. JNAPS gets the clear. Typical's got a full tank. He's going to flick it past 1. Arsenal up for it and into the ground. G2 hold on the goal line and get to match point here. 1 win away from the final. 7s are super exciting. So,
and I don't even care who wins the game 7. I'm not choosing, it's just those are the best moments to see who gets it. And Typical catches the defense, pushed way too far forward. His teammate teed it up on his hood, and he smacks it downfield.
They get a lot of power out of that one. Chicago just barely not able to reach it. And these long-range goals, shots taken from your own half, have been a hallmark of this series. All from SSG, they're putting a lot of space between the ball and themselves every time they take a touch. Not really dribbling yet. Rizzo with a miss. Chicago quickly collapses on that one, and Reynolds had all the time. He's going to get another goal for him. Space Station now up by 2, looking for game 7.
I cannot believe the turn of events. We just saw 2 players on SSG bump and completely fly across the field, and still G2 Esports couldn't put a shot on target. And somehow it results in a goal for SSG, extending their lead to 2 goals here. And G2 have a lot of work cut out for them if they want to close this series out.
The third goal to really put the nail in the coffin here, and he will find it. No, Chicago's got the stop, but it's not going to matter. Space Station 2-0 in game 6. We're going to game 7. Chicago's got the save. Arsenal picks up boost and now goes for the dribble, holds onto the ball. There's Rizzo underneath them. There's Chicago behind him, but demolished. J2 tries in, the net is wide open. All 3 players beaten in a different way from G2. That's Space Station with the lead.
And it just starts on the hood of Arsenal, and then he sets his sight on the last man back, and good heads-up play from Typical. His teammates had to be screaming out, just launch it on target, it's open. And he's able to hit it perfectly. Typical gets the go-ahead goal here in game 7. Not allowed to get out of their half fully, as Typical, again, just continues to barrage the blue half with shot after shot and poke after poke, and that's open, but Chicago can't catch up. Arsenal extends the scoreline by 2 goals.
And they get in the space, the long-range artillery-style play, when you're doing it from your back third, almost always is going to be defended as long as there's 1 person back. Once you're able to get those long shots going from the midfield, though, you have so much more pressure, and you do not have time to go out and get boost. Chicago just trying to refill his tank, has to immediately scream back, and this touch is not enough. 2-0 for Space Station here in game 7. Rizzo wasn't expecting that touch to be as awkward as it was. Now J-Nubs on the infield pass. Chicago shot just wide. Rizzo's follow-up blocked in the midfield. Ball bouncing high. Chicago's going to try and connect with J-Nubs. There's the pass. There's the shot. Oh, the goal again. Accuracy from G2 just not there. Follow from Rizzo is high. Chicago doesn't have a free touch. 1 minute remaining. The clears come through, and Space Station's defense holds. Go off of his back wall, but the demolition on the player he was trying to get it to. 3 seconds left. It's not going to be enough time. Space Station, it took them 7 games, but they will play in the North American Grand Finals.
And this is the SSG players love to see, unless you're on the opposite side of them. And SSG pull out the Hydra, all 3 members getting involved, and it's just not a one-man show. And when they're playing like a team, they are so dangerous to compete against, but we have to tip our caps over to G2, because after game 1, it looked like it was going to be a clean sweep for SSG, but they turned it into a series, Wavebunk.